guys, welcome to another review, and as you can see today I have something that is very long overdue. It is my Diamond Select Star Trek the original series Starship Legends U.S.S Enterprise NCC 17018 electronic starship. Anyway, here it is. It's very cool. They've actually done something new with their boxes, I've discovered now. This goes for Diamond Select and Titan merchandise. I don't know if you brought any of their previous models, such as the Captain Kirk or Captain Picard busts, but their boxes had a glossy look to them, whereas these new ones have a matte look to them. And I'm not sure what I prefer, to be honest. I like both, so I don't mind really, as long as the quality of the products improve. Then whether it's gloss or matte, I don't really mind. Although, to be honest, I do think I prefer gloss. I don't know why. I'm not really overly fond of shiny things, but in this case, I think gloss does look good. But moving on, here we have the ship, of course. Ages 8 and up. Nice window showing you the ship and one nacelle. Here we have all of your sound effects printed and put on a sticker. The registration, warning, companies, that really cool concept art of Captain Kirk, which I do like. It says the original series. I'd rather it say Star Trek 6, the Undiscovered Country, but oh well. On the top here we have Star Trek the original series, that nice font with the primary hull detailing on it. Registration, Starship Legends. An utterly crap picture of the ship. It looks beat up, it looks horrible, the buttons sunken in, it looks like a really crappy prototype, so why they've used this, I don't know. On this side you just got your basic Star Trek original series, U.S.S Enterprise, NCC 17018. You got your same stuff on this side, nothing particularly new. And then if I turn the camera back to the original position, on the bottom you've just upside down. Just got some more copyrights. And here, God, look at how disgusting that looks. Why are they advertising the toy like this? If I picked it up, if an unexperienced person picked this up in a shop and they're a Star Trek fan or a new Star Trek fan, for example, they want to buy themselves a nice Enterprise, they look at the back, they see this crappy looking picture, then they're probably not even going to buy it. They would think, well, maybe that's what the product looks like, because you can't really get an amazing look at the product as it is in the package. A nice read up there. Anyway, that's the box. It's slightly changed. Some may say it's improved, some may say it was not even needed, but like I said, it's a matter of preference. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it out of the box and get on with the review. Alright then, now that she's out of the box, I shall just show you what comes with it. You of course have your lovely Enterprise A, your typical display stand with the ball joint thingy, and you have the instructions and the extra battery cover that doesn't have the hole in it for the display stand. And another thing to mention, it does have the yellow in the back, as you can see. Can you make it out? I don't think the camera's picking it up, but it does have yellow in the back, similar to how all original series releases have it, whereas the next generation ones tend to have red. But anyway, I'll just show you the instruction manual. It's a pretty bland, typical instruction manual, but nevertheless I like how they're set up. You know, it's nice and simple. You've got what ship it is there. Looks pretty cool. And it tells you about the new feature this ship has compared to the Wrath of Khan refit. So that's pretty cool. You have your secondary base plate, which actually came included on the ship, which was kind of odd because normally it's the version with the hole in it. And this one looks much nicer as well. It's just painted to a much higher standard. Now then, Typical display stand there to the side, onto the ship. Now then, my very first, there's not enough room there, I'll slide like this one. My very first Diamond Select pickup was a Back to the Future Part 1 DeLorean. And it was frankly riddled with quality control issues, and at the time I didn't realise Diamond Select are just a distributor, and the makers of these ships are actually Art Asylum, and same with their Star Trek figures. It's not them that make it, it's EMCE Toys that make it. They don't make them. But when I got my first Star Trek release, which was the original series Enterprise, I was a bit skeptical because I thought, well, look at how crappy the quality control was on my DeLorean. And it was good. The quality control was actually very good for once. And there were a few minor scuffs, but what are you going to expect from a mass-produced product? It's obviously going to have a few. And I was happy. I bought, what did I get then? The refit Wrath of Khan, the Enterprise B, E, Klingon Bird of Prey, D, Excelsior, this one, and my All Good Things Enterprise. I have 8 now, I think, actually. I can't even remember myself. And starting from the Excelsior onwards, there have been some pretty poor quality control on the latest 3 I've owned. The Excelsior had some minor paint scrubs, but that, I mean, still, how it got through quality control, I don't know, because it is kind of noticeable, but this has a fair share, and so does the All Good Things Enterprise, but I'll talk about that in my review. You of course have your registration. This is number 1 for quality control. It's in between one of the lines. It's not going to be there. It's going to be there in between these 2 panels, not in the middle where the line is. This one I can forgive. It's not even like perfectly straight, as you can see. The A skews off. It's not even accurately lined up, I think. The red outline isn't done particularly well either, so that is also irritating. I'm not sure what these are. They might be escape pods, they might be phaser banks. They're painted terribly though, I can tell you that much. The white paint's coming off the bridge, but I don't mind. The paint alongside the bridge looks pretty good for the most part, so I'm not going to criticise that. The phaser banks, they're nicely done, no criticisms there. Here we have nicely printed on U.S. No, it just says Enterprise NCC 1701A, and the red outline is actually better than this big one, so that's pathetic. Here we have a, I don't even remember what it's called actually. Give me 1 second. It's called the, I cannot remember what this section's called. Is it written on the back of the ship, on the box maybe? How have I just forgotten? No, it's all on the side. I cannot remember what it's called, but I do know that the paint on it, if you pardon my French, is piss poor. The white paint just looks cheap. The blue paint needs to be a bit more vibrant in my opinion. And as you can see there, it's not even stuck in properly because they glue bits together. Same with this here, it's risen up and you can see glue marks there and there. So that's a big letdown already. Turning the ship upside down, well actually before I do that I'll show you the sides. You have your windows, which are white this time, painted in quite nicely, and I'm just saying, these aren't painted black, these lines here, like on the refit, and if they were, they would have been botched. They'd have been really horrible looking. Docking bay there, that looks very nice. For the most part, these sensor arrays, I believe they're called. Oh god, you can't see all of them. They're alright, I'll give them their due, they're not too bad. Paint's alright as well. So yeah. Here we have the neck of the ship, I guess you could say. Painted nicely for the most part. The white looks like it was not that well done actually, so yeah, same on this side. Actually, on this side's better. It just looks too blotchy, in my opinion. So when it focuses in here, it says Starship U.S.S. Enterprise, United Federation of Planets. Yes, that is done by hand, as it was just terribly done. Honestly, bits were missing, so I just had to do that. If it was solid like this, then I wouldn't have had to touch it, but it looks terrible. It really does. I mean, this side looks a bit better than I did. I mean, it looks better than what I originally did, so I don't mind. The windows are painted nicely on here, actually. The same Aztecing pattern is present. And I should mention this earlier. It's made out of a different kind of plastic, this ship is. Oh, 1 second. Just get some of this dust off of there. There we go. It's made out of a different kind of plastic compared to the refit, as the refit was more transparent, whereas this one's more of a solid plastic. I mean, it's a better feel of plastic, but it's not a better ship though. This paint's quite good actually along here. I'm not going to take anything away from that. That looks very nice. On the back it says Enterprise, and you have your shuttle bay landing dock. The silver, which was painted terribly, I had to buy a silver marquee and try and fix it to the best of my abilities. Impulse deck, that's what it's called, I just remembered. The impulse engines look pretty nice until you light them up. And the nacelles, one of the most disappointing features. What the hell is going on here? Look at that. And then you got this blob of whatever it is, I don't know. And the nacelles come pre-attached, unlike the other one, the refit. And I don't know, you might like that, you might not like that. All I know is that this one is too bent upwards, this one is pretty accurate, so, well, not accurate, but straight I should say. Looking on the inside of each of them, you have some nice blue, as you can see there. Paint's nice there, and along the inside of the warp pylons. I'm not going to criticise it. I'm not even trying to criticise this ship. You might think I'm just ripping into it, but it's just got so many flaws. This one is horrible as well. If you can make it out here, look at that. The deflector dish. It's got scratches. It looks like there's a D there. It's in the shape of a D, that scratches. This is in the shape of a A almost. All you need is a line in between. The paint along the edges isn't done good. Here we have your photon torpedoes as well. Weathered fire from. The paint on that is done relatively well. The red bleeds over quite a bit actually on the left hand side one. If you can make it out though, I'm not sure. It's very dark down there. Oh god, this I'm gonna have to be honest, is not very good. The fact that it was delayed as well. It was meant to come January, I think, and then it came in March. I don't know, I can't even remember. What a botched attempt by DST. Just going to put it on its display stand now. Do it off camera. Actually, no, I'm going to show you the sounds. The sounds are one of the only good things in my opinion. Let me just zoom out. Alright.
My friends, we've come home.
Very good speakers.
What's the matter, Jim? I miss my old chair. Engine room, we'll need all the power you can muster, mister.
They're from like the end of Star Trek 4, 5, and of course most of them are from Star Trek 6. So.
Let's see what she's got. Kirk to Scotty, lower shields. As captain, I am responsible for the conduct of the crew under my command.
I'm not sure what happened with that one. It sounds like it's going at the right pace, but then it gets too fast and too low as well. So. And the end of command is cut off.
Send to Commander Enterprise. We stand ready to assist you, Captain. Captain Zulu, U.S.S. Excelsior.
This should have been on the Excelsior, not on this ship, because, well, it doesn't make sense. I don't even remember if it's on my Excelsior, but that just doesn't make sense.
Spock, Starfleet is screaming for us to return to port.
We must respond personally. A universal translator would be recognized.
That's a good one, actually. It's a very funny scene of the film. Uhura trying to learn Klingon with a book. And that sound effect was taken right from the refit.
Captain! She's packing quite a lot of shield weakening!
Taken straight from the refit, and the speakers are just amazing, I have to be honest.
Where's that damn torpedo?
Same thing with that, it's too slow and it has too much of an echo on it.
It's ready, Jim! Lock it on! Fire!
This one's pretty cool. So as you hear that, you're saying in your head to be or not to be, because that's what General Chang says. It was General Chang, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Once again, we've saved civilization as we know it. If I were human, I believe my response would be go to hell. Second star to the right, and straight on to the morning.
That one, I think they should have left it the way it was in the film. Second star to the right. And straight on till morning. There should have been a pause. Well, because it goes second star to the right and straight on till morning. I mean, even the sound in the background doesn't match up with it, like the music. And that's all the sound effects, if I'm not mistaken.
My friends, we've come home.
Yep. And now, I'll show you the hidden sound in a minute. I just want to show you all the light up features first. The reflector dish is very good. It doesn't bleed at all, so I'm not going to knock any points off. It looks a bit weird on camera, but it looks much nicer in person. So that's one plus. The impulse deck. And to make it worse, you can see where the paint blobs are there, where it's all darker. It only stays on for 10 seconds, I think so. They're meant to be red, but at least it's a new feature. I mean, oh well. This looks nice as well. I'm not sure what section that is, but it doesn't bleed at all, so that's a good thing. And whereas the refit had problems with the impulse deck, this has problems with the warp nacelles, as you can see there. The inside of the nacelles don't even look that bright. What the hell happened? They had the perfect materials. This drive section and the removable nacelles. There would have been no light bleed, and oh dear. Anyway, the hidden sound, which is another really cool feature from the beginning of Star Trek V, if I'm not mistaken. When the lights turn on, you can leave it for 10 seconds, or you can press it and...
U.S.S. Enterprise, shakedown cruise report. I think this new ship was put together by monkeys.
This ship was, not the one you were on, Mr. Scott, but this one really was. Putting her on a display stand, I am not happy with this, to be honest with you. It's not the first Diamond Select ship I have had problems with when it comes to the quality control either. The Enterprise B, that wasn't quality control so much as it was a decision they made that I was annoyed with. But at least they were all consistent with the paint and what have you, and for the most part they all look really good. My all things Enterprise, the quality control issues that has, I can forgive that, because for the most part everything else is good. It's just when the quality control issues add up and up and up, which this ship, bloody hell, it sure as hell adds up. As far as a rating goes, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's saved by the fact that it has such awesome sounds, some of which could have been done much better. The paint job, as in like the colours that they used, very good colours, I can't fault them. They're very accurate to what I see in the film. There might be a few proper film buffs out there going, no, but this one isn't accurate, but oh well. I'm just going to act like I'm a casual fan for the moment. What else did I like? I don't know. I know what I don't like though. The fact that they're still using this display stand when they could change it to a one that the Excelsior uses, because that was the kind of badge that they had at this point in the Star Trek timeline. They should have used the removable nacelles, because from what I can tell, they're very heavy as well, those nacelles. I think they're made out of a very thick plastic, but if I feel these, they feel... Yeah, they even feel cheap, actually. Oh dear. Anyway, I think a 6 is fair for what I've got with it. It would have been higher as well if the bloody release date hadn't been delayed. I mean, my Titan merchandise Mr. Spock bust, that was delayed actually. That was meant to come around about Christmas time. I think it came in March. But what I got was pure quality. And it was cheaper than this as well, I think. Roughly the same price. And this just... I don't know what's going on with Diamond Select recently. I mean... The next ship they release, I don't know what it might be. Voyager maybe, Enterprise C, I don't know. I'm just going to hope for the best. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I was extremely ranty, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's not my fault if there's something wrong with the product. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and take care.